Let me see if we can position that right. Hello YouTube, I'm Daniel Bradenbrook, and I will be reviewing Avatar: The Last Airbender. Before I begin my review, I should probably explain myself, who I am, and probably should explain my backstory with Avatar. I'm Daniel Bradenbrook. I'm just a random fan, which is on the title, random fan of the Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and I watched the movie, so I feel I should explain it to you. Avatar: The Last Airbender was originally is a Nickelodeon show. It lasted for 3 seasons and had 3 books: Book of Water, Book of Earth, and Book of Fire. Avatar: The Last Airbender movie deals with Book of Water, so it doesn't cover the other 2. We'll get to that later. So I'm a big fan of the Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and there's a lot of other people who are just like me, who are old, like 19 years old, like me, and love this movie and love the Avatar: The Last Airbender. So we love the series, and we bought the DVDs. I haven't bought them yet, but expensive. Anyway, so we love this series. And then when we heard the Avatar: The Last Airbender was being made into a live-action movie, we freaked out. We didn't know what to think. We didn't know what to think of it, especially the fact that M. Night Shyamalan, or whatever his name is, directed the movie. So we were a little concerned, but that didn't stop us from going to Star Theater on for a midnight showing of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We bought our tickets for $10, 2D, might I add you, not 3D, not that crap. So we go there, we sit down, and we wait eagerly for the movie. And we were so excited. I mean, we were all just pumped, and we couldn't wait to see this. And you know what? It was a piece of shit. I've never seen a movie done so poorly. I've never seen a movie that has really just took not my childhood dreams, my teenage dreams, just ripped them apart. Oh God, this movie. The movie wasn't very good, as you can tell from my reaction. So that's why I'm making this YouTube video. This is the first YouTube video I've ever made, and I feel that I need to tell you about this terrible, terrible movie. Obviously YouTube has 10-minute time lapse, so I'll probably be doing 2 parts. So let me go through the first couple parts. I'll go through the acting and characters, they're so combined. Then I'll go through the settings. Then I'll go through the action, and then I'll go through the story, which has quite a few things going against it. First off is the characters and acting. The acting in this movie is stale. It's so stale. It's ridiculous. It's like staring at a rock. Hell, this piece of bread is about as stale. It's as stale as this bread. Oh, crowd's hungry. This bread's pretty tasty. You know, I think I like this bread, this stale bread, more than the acting in this movie. That's saying a lot. I mean a lot about acting in a movie. It's like they don't do anything. They kind of stare meaningless in the camera, and they're like, I did everything my father taught me to. I tried to hunt. I did that, and then I did this, and that didn't work. And they don't put any effort into it. I'm not an actor myself, so I can't put any effort into this. I'm trying to put as much effort into this video, but it's like, do something with your face, not just stare into the camera and just keep going into it. Anyway, so the acting's bad all around. And there's some characters do better than others, but I'll get to that in character log. The characters in this movie are not very well done. Some of them are really stale and stripped of their originality, which really questions whether or not they are actually really are the characters originally. Like Katara in the movie, she's okay. She's not very good. Oh, and then there's Katara is just like, she's just stale. A lot of her elements are stripped. And then there's Aang. Well, I'll get to the grammar issues later, but in the movie it's pronounced Ong. Ong. I don't know why. He's so stripped of his original character and acting abilities. He's like, he was a child when Katara and her brother found him. He was playful, and he didn't really understand what was going on in the world. In this one, he's not very good. I mean, they mildly hint that he's a child and playful, but he doesn't show it. He's like, oh, I love to play games, but they don't ever show it. So it's like, what the hell, movie? What the hell? There are some characters that are done well, like Prince Zuko and his uncle. Those are really the only two decent characters. It's just Zuko's face, right here. His scar doesn't look like a firebender burn. If it was a firebender burn, it would be like black. And it came from a Fire Lord, so it should be black as hell. So he's done pretty well. I mean, he's angry, and then they kind of show him his little bit of a lighter side, which is consistent with the videos, with cartoons, so it does show. And then his uncle is the best character in the movie. I can't pronounce his name, forgive me for that, but he's the best character one of the best characters in the series, and he's done fairly well. He's just a kind, gentle guy who always offers advice, but he's decent. He isn't quite as good as the cartoon, and neither is Zuko. And those are it's surprising, those two are the best of the entire movie. So it's like, if these guys are decent, then what about everyone else? Everyone else is just lackluster. Everyone's terrible. Those are the only two really memorable characters. Let's move on. Next we'll move on to the setting. Now, this is the one very small gem this movie has. A very small and rather imperfect, but still a gem. Anyway, so the settings are done pretty well. It starts off, since the movie starts off in the Arctic, like in southern water tribe, it does pretty well doing the settings. Like, it's Iceland. They live in igloos, and it's pretty good. It's pretty realistic. And then the guys move over to the Earth Kingdom, and we don't see very much of the Earth Kingdom, like the major cities like Ba Sing Se, but we do get to see like some of the outlying tribes and towns, and it's done pretty well. And so are the air temples, which are really done nicely. Then and then we get to the Northern Water Tribe, which is a massive city. This Minas Tirith knockoff, but it was really nice Minas Tirith knockoff. It's like Minas Tirith painted blue. The only issue I had with the settings, and probably the best were the firebending ships, were the Fire Nation ships. Those are really nice. They're done really well. And then the costumes for the characters worked really well. They were almost perfect. Though the Fire Nation's armor was black in the movie, not red. Though they kind of say the same message. The only major issue was when they cut to the Fire Lord. I forgot to mention the Fire Lord's in this movie, even though he doesn't appear until the third book, which isn't even mentioned in this movie. But anyway, so the Fire Lord, so they show the Fire Nation, and apparently the Fire Nation puts its palaces on farmland. They don't do that in the cartoon. They build them on volcanic islands, which is a lot cooler than just plopping a palace into a farmland. So it's really not well done. That's the really only issue. But the palace itself looks nice. YouTube has a time limit, so I'm going to move on. So I have to do my second part of this review on part 2. So please stop watching and please continue the review. Now, if you excuse me, I have to finish this piece of bread. Sandwich makes me strong!